Hi, this is Morley and this is the M-Wire. I've got a few things to go over here, folks. I've got a couple of articles to go through. This is all very interesting information pertaining to Maricopa County. Just bear with me here and you'll be glad that you stayed till the end of the video, trust me. First of all, a citizens group in Arizona drops mother of all bombs, sues state for 2018, 19, and 2020 E's that were not in compliance with Arizona law. Well, just reading the headline, it's pretty obvious what the inference is if they're suing over these 3 years here, is they don't trust the process, and there's more specific details we're going to get into, but that's essentially it. They don't trust the process, so they don't actually trust the result of these, these prior E's. So it seems rather apparent to me anyway what their end game here is a forensic audit. It would stand to reason. This article is the Gateway Pundit, by the way. This all leads back to our investigation of the audits that certified the Arizona E's and were called for back after the E by the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors to perform audits earlier after the 2020 election a few months ago. We reported that the MCBOS would not allow Arizona State to perform an audit in the county's 2020 E results. The MCBOS sued the Senate to prevent the audit. When the Senate updated laws to clarify the right to audit and the courts found that the Senate has every right to audit the county's results, the MCBOS said it's okay, you can do the audit, but we want to select the auditors. They then said only firms they would allow to perform their audit were those certified by the EAS. The problem for the MCBOS was the choice of auditors that the Senate wanted to employ to perform the audit was not theirs. It was the Senate's. Also, the firms the MCBOS were certified, not certified. They hadn't been for years. So they're bringing into question who they brought in to apparently do these audits. They didn't agree and they weren't certified. That's their first point of contention. We reported this, and within 4 hours, the EAS certified these two firms. We asked the EAS to provide us documentation when they used to certify these two firms. Suddenly, within hours of our article, the firms were not certified. Okay then. Now, a group after reviewing Arizona law claims that the 2018, 2019, 2020 elections related to this law were out of compliance with state law. Their rationale is because the firms that reviewed their voting machine equipment were not certified by the EAS as Arizona law mandates. So once again, their entire lawsuit is based on the V machines. Typical. I wonder if that D company was involved in these referendums, if you will. Interesting to see that all this is coming out now, and they're certainly shaking things up with this. So this next article actually came out a few days ago, but I didn't really see too many people reporting on it, so I'm going to now. And it deals with things going forward with the audit in the future, so it's actually still relevant even though it's a few days old. This is a fairly short article. It deals with logistics problems, potential interference with the DOJ. Let's just get into it. Arizona Senate responds to Biden admin's warnings about Maricopa County e-audit. Republican president of the Arizona Senate said in a Friday letter to the U.S. Justice Department that the Bs being recounted from November's presidential E are secure and the department's worries about voter intimidation are unfounded. The letter from Senate President Karen Fann came 2 days after the head of the department's Civil Rights Division raised concerns about the security of 2.1 million Bs from the state's most populous county. Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General Pamela S. Carlin, who warned Fann that the Senate's plan to have the contractor overseeing the e-audit contact voters could amount to illegal voter intimidation. Fan said in her response that the Senate had determined several weeks ago that plans to directly contact voters to see if they actually cast a bee were being indefinitely deferred. Fan said that the Senate ultimately decides to contact voters. The vendor will implement detailed rules ensuring the contacts comply with federal and state law. The Justice Department said that federal law requires bees from federal E's to remain in the control of election officials for 22 months, and that Fan's decision to hand them over to a contractor may violate that law. Fan responded that security is tight and that state fairgrounds venue where teams of contractors and recount votes from 2020E, and that former Arizona Secretary of State Ken Burnett is at the site daily to ensure that remains true. She vowed that not a single bee has been destroyed, defaced, lost, or adulterated, and she said was confident none would be. A Justice Department spokesperson didn't immediately respond to requests for comment on Fan's letter. Voting rights groups last week asked the Justice Department to send monitors to Veterans Memorial Coliseum to watch the recount. We are very concerned that the auditors are engaged in ongoing and imminent violations of federal voting and laws, said the letter in the Brennan Center for Justice, the Leadership Conference, and Protect Democracy. The Senate is counting bees from Maricopa County, which they obtained after a judge upheld the December subpoena issued by Fan. Fan has an audit needed to put to rest concerns about potential voter F. In addition to the 2.1 million bees, the country handed over its bee tabulation equipment, computer servers, and other election-related equipment to a huge trove of information, including its voter database. None of the election equipment is ever connected to the internet. In another development on Friday, Jack Sellers, the Republican chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors in the Senate, is now threatening to issue a new subpoena to obtain routers the country uses for all its departments, including the sheriff's office. The county has refused to turn them over, saying doing so would cause major security issues and cripple country operations. If we provided 8 terabytes of data, bees and equipment as commanded by the subpoena, Sellers said in a statement, our efforts to cooperate with following the law have been rewarded with accusations, untruths, and threats. Also Friday, Democratic Secretary of State Katie Hobbs asked GOP Governor Doug Ducey to provide her security. The request was granted. Hobbs tweeted late Thursday that she received several death threats because she is an outspoken critic of the Senate's audit of the 2020E, which she and Ducey certified last year. She also complained that she was chased by a reporter for a right-wing website. Who she's referring to is a reporter from the Gateway Pundit. He was chasing her down for an interview and she just basically ran. You might have seen that. Hobbs wrote a letter earlier this week to Bennett laying out a series of concerns she had with the policies the contractor was using in the recount. Hobbs said the policies were vague and insufficient to ensure accuracy and consistency. With all due respect, it reads like a political press release calculated to undermine a process that I've opposed since its inception, Bennett said of Hobbs later on Friday. The recount that began on April 23rd is moving extremely slowly, with about 10% of the bees counted so far and only a week left on the Senate's lease on the Coliseum. Bennett said earlier that this week that he hopes they can pause the recount while a series of high school graduations are held and then restart at the same site. The Fair Board spokeswoman, however, said an extension is not possible. So they're essentially just trying to be obstructionist and, make them find a new location, like once all the graduations are over and whatnot. It's typical, though. We kind of expected this, saying nothing of interference of the DOJ. I'm sure they're going to poke their nose in there sooner than later. Just one more thing, guys. This is just a very quick little blurb. Yeah, today Michigan attorney Matthew Pierno had a hearing with a judge and whatnot, essentially pleading his case for a Michigan audit. And the judge said that there would be a ruling on the 18th of May. there's not too much else to really report with that at this time. But I hope I brought you up to date. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will be doing more of these updates. And God bless each and every one of you.